Right then, so hey guys, it's PSL here, and I'm here for part 14 in this Motorsport Manager Let's Play. And we're going to be finishing off our first season in Tier 2 with the race at Maryville. The next race is in the 2021 season. And now in the last episode, just to quickly recap, we just got an upgrade for our aerodynamics and design facility, so our car should now be significantly quicker than it was in the last episode. And that's basically that. We've also Megan Toplady, her contract is going to run out at the end of this race. So at the end of this race, we're not going to renew her contract because in our young driver facility, look at Zachary Bratt. His driving stats are phenomenal. So we're going to get him in at the end of the next race. So that's basically how it's all going to go down. So yeah, let's just head off to Maryville and see if the upgrades to our headquarters have made any difference. Right then, so before we get onto that, we've got a press question from Motorsport Messenger. Do you think that sponsors' logos ruin the beautiful designs of this season's cars? Not really. I don't actually think sponsors really detract from a car's appearance. I mean, what about cars from this year? I mean, the Sauber. Sauber in 2014, their livery there, their kind of black-grey livery, that was disgusting. But now because of NASA's sponsor, isn't it, Banco do Brasil? And obviously the yellow that's brought in, so the blue and yellow colour scheme, that's phenomenal. I think that's the best Sauber's looked in years, and that's all because of Banco do Brasil. And then what about orange arrows back in the day? That car looked phenomenal, and again that was solely because of the orange sponsor. So I would say actually no, I don't think they detract from it, and in many cases they do actually make cars look better. So I'd say no, given the right sponsor and the right designer, no, they can make a car look significantly better. So, have our upgrades made any noticeable difference? Not really. Qualifying 9th and 12th, I believe. Yeah, so no, they haven't made any noticeable difference. Which is great, but then again, that qualifying session was in the wet. So, maybe our car's just bad in the wet, who knows? Hopefully, we'll do better in the race, because considering all the money we piled in to try and make this car better, I'm not noticing any difference. Now I'll tell you what, the upgrades to our car really have made a difference. As you can see, the guy in 4th needs to pit, so there you go, Elena's in 3rd, but as you can see, it's just started raining on circuit. I don't imagine anyone will come into the pits. It's not going to get, because look, it's still not wet enough for wet tyres, it's still not wet enough, and you know, if you've got just over a lap left to go. So we're in 3rd and 5th. We're going to meet the sponsor objectives. Our guys lower down the field have pitted for wet tyres, but no, I'll tell you what, we definitely have much better race pace, or maybe it's just better dry weather pace, but either way, 3rd and 5th. And Megan Toplady at her final race with the team will finish in 5th, so a good result from her, really good result from Elena. That's our first podium in Tier 2. And one of the few times, actually, that we've met a sponsor objective in Tier 2. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, it is. No, it's not the first time, but it is one of the first times. So, yeah, as you can see, our race pace much better, or maybe just our dry weather pace, but things are looking good. I mean, I don't see us winning a race yet, but I'll tell you what, we maybe could be battling for podiums on a semi-regular basis, which is fantastic. Now, in the Constructors' Championship, we've moved ahead of Bang Racing, and we were right up behind them. We were catching up to them, and I thought that given a good race we could beat them, but now obviously we've upgraded our car, so yeah, we're definitely ahead of Bang Racing. So here it is, the moment of truth. Megan Toplady, her contract has expired. Do we want to keep her? No, we don't, because you're kidding. Oh, it's happened again, hasn't it? That's the second time this series that we've had a young driver in our young driver academy who's left just before I want to put them in the car. Oh, that is a... Well, cheers, Zachary. You were just about to get in the car. He was only 18 years old. I mean, look, we got Jalen, who's 19 and is still there. So I don't know why Zachary left so early, but I mean, look, he was the same age as Max Verstappen is now, Zachary, and he's... oh, whatever. Well, we may as well get rid of Megan anyway, because I'm pretty certain we can get better experienced drivers, hopefully. Not really. We may as well have kept Megan, I guess. Virginia is slightly better. Oh, well, do you know what? The Young Driver Academy is really starting to annoy me. I've piled all this money into it, and what have I gained from it? Absolutely nothing. Let's just on to the next race. Where is it? Indianapolis. Yep, love this track. It's an easy one, so hopefully we should get a good solid podium. Right, I've just been forced to eat my own words. 10th and... Oh, 10th. 10th and where? 10th and 13th. We were 9th and 12th just a second ago. I said Indianapolis is an easy one, and I guess it's easy because of the race strategy, so I guess that's where we're going to make up our time, but I was kind of expecting to qualify better. I tried all manner of different setups, and yeah, and apparently this was the best we could do, but shout out to Kellogg. I really didn't want her. I'd much rather kept Megan top lady, but she's out-qualified Elena, so, you know, she's looking quite good. I'll tell you what, great start from Kellogg. I mean, getting up from 13th to 3rd, that is phenomenal. I'll tell you what, Kellogg, very quickly becoming one of my favourite drivers we've had. Well, I mean, once again, this race, you do gain a lot through the pit stop strategy. As you can see, 7th and 6th, so we did move up a lot of places in the race, which is why I do like Indianapolis on this game, but we didn't hit the sponsor objective. We didn't do as well as I hoped and thought we would. Let's have a look in the Constructors' Championship. Yeah, we're quicker than Heat and Tech, so yeah, we're certainly the 4th quickest team, but I was hoping we'd win this championship next season, and right at this moment in time, I don't have a lot of confidence that we will. Right, we've got one of these upgrade dilemmas. This could be what saves us. We need all the speed we can get. The design upgrade, spent a lot of money on that. I know I said loads of times this series I want to try and keep my financial situation as realistic as possible, but right now we're just nowhere in pace. Did that actually make any difference to our car performance? Do you know what? It didn't seem like it did, in all honesty, so that's, thanks a great deal for that. Right, let's get rid of our head of design. We just need to do something right now. Just, what's the engineer market looking like? Yep, it's got better. I told you the engineer market, well, I mean, I say I told you, that sounded quite aggressive, actually. That makes it seem like that you guys didn't know that. Of course, I'm sure some of you might not have, but I know also there's a lot of people who have played this game before. But I said earlier on this series that the engineer market gets better the longer you stay in an individual tier, and I think this has proved it near the end of our first season in Tier 2, and look at the engineer market. So we'll get this guy, because he's looking good. I mean, how expensive would it be to get rid of our... Yeah, quite expensive to get rid of our other engineers. Okay, we'll keep our other engineers there for now. As you can see, our car performance has gone up from 72 to 73, but at least the engineer market is developing, which will certainly help us. 9th and 10th in Toronto, so yeah, things aren't great. No, things really aren't great. I mean, I'll tell you what, qualifying, we do seem to be dreadful this season, or this championship. I don't know why. We do seem to have much better race pace, which is good, but I mean, still, when we're qualifying down in 9th and 10th, that doesn't really help us in the race, and it doesn't give me much confidence either. Oh, you're kidding. Elena Noiret has retired. Oh, fantastic. We do need to upgrade our manufacturing facility quickly. I mean, I want to upgrade it, but it's 8 million to upgrade it, and considering we're in 7 million debt, that's great, but I'll tell you what, we do need to improve our car reliability, because it's just costing us points at this point. Well, look at this. Virginia is right up behind her potential sibling, so we could see an interesting battle out on track. And the other one's gone into the pit, so Virginia has moved up into 3rd place. Fantastic stuff. So we're on for a decent result, and also Virginia has beaten her potential sibling. So as you can see on the last lap of the race, Virginia Kellogg has taken a podium for the team. Fantastic stuff. I tell you what, she has really impressed me. She has been a properly good driver so far. And look at that, 3rd. We've met a sponsor objective. We're making money. We got some very decent points there. I mean, look at that. On the podium once again. And we definitely have much better race pace. But, I I mean, look, we were 72 seconds off the leader, but somehow still in third. It would be nice if our qualifying pace is better, because then maybe we could be competing for top 2 finishes. But still, no, I'll tell you what, things are looking very, very good at the moment. Still 5th in the Constructors' Championship, with only 1 point behind Heat and Tech, so we should take 4th. And then, yeah, so things are looking good. This is more like it, at a wet qualifying in Liège. Look at this, 2nd and 4th in qualifying, just up behind are the pink team, which I believe is Pinasco. And look, I mean, look at us. We're quick in qualifying, we're quick in the wet. I mean, there's no upgrade between the last race and this race, so I don't know what's happened, but I mean, look at that. We've made some more money. We've met another sponsor objective. We're the 2nd quickest team at this race, or at least in qualifying. We've qualified well for the first time in Tier 2. Things, finally, are looking up. I mean, look at this. This is making for interesting reading. I mean, we were right up at the front, obviously, in qualifying. And still, after the first pit stop phase, we're still, well, 1st and 2nd. I mean, we were kind of up there, near 1st and 2nd. We were battling for those positions. But look, we're a good few seconds ahead of that Pinasco driver and both Sato Engineering drivers. So actually, things are looking exceptionally well. Right, now here's where things are getting interesting. Lap 15 of 19, we're 2nd and 3rd. We got one Pinasco driver ahead of us. That Pinasco driver is still on hard tyres. We're still on soft tyres. Everyone behind us, okay, all the people directly behind us anyway are on wet tyres. Currently they're lapping slower, but the track is getting wetter. Okay, now everyone else, okay, now even the Pinasco driver ahead of us has come into the pits. Okay, we may as well. We're gonna have to come into the pits. With 2 laps to go, it's just getting soaking wet on track. It's turning into the Saxon Ring at MotoGP over the weekend. Actually, speaking of which, the MotoGP, that was quite interesting, but I mean, the reason I'm mentioning MotoGP, not only because I want to talk about it or anything, because I'm not exactly a MotoGP expert. Where have we come out? 1st and 3rd. I'm guessing, so that means we jumped Sparrow. So coming in a lap later was the right thing to do after all. In fact, we may as well tell our drivers to push. Yeah, I mean, coming in a lap early was actually the best thing to do. Or coming in a lap later than Sparrow was the best thing to do, because we jumped them in the pits. I think we're going to get 1st and 3rd. Well, let's hope so anyway. I mean, the wet tyres are definitely the ones to be on now, because look how wet the track is. But look, Elena Noiret, she's got Sparrow right up behind us. I mean, we're not the quickest car on field, but thanks to some amazing strategy decisions, Elena Noiret is going to win in Liège in Tier 2. And Kellogg has come in 3rd as well. Fantastic stuff for the team. So there we go, another sponsor objective met. Once again, another near as damn it $1.7 million. And there you go, 1st and 3rd, our first win in Tier 2. Our first double podium in Tier 2. And wow, yeah, things are looking good. We even took the fastest lap. That really is a rare occurrence for us, actually. Not just in this tier, but in the entire series. Us taking the fastest lap is not a common thing. Despite how dominant we have been in previous years. But look at that. PSL 40. Finally winning a race. Good stuff there. So we're definitely 4th in the Constructors' Championship. Oh, easily in 4th. And if we get exceptionally lucky, we could potentially overtake Sato Engineering. I doubt that would happen, but if we get more results like that, I mean, hey, it is entirely possible. Now, would you look at that? Elena Noiret takes pole position for the Montpellier Grand Prix. And you'll notice, first by quite a way, by a second. 2.3 seconds on our teammate. Now, that's because it was raining for the entire session, but the weather said it was due to dry up just before the session ended. So I took her out on soft tyres. I took Virginia out on soft tyres as well, and the track was just drying up ever so slightly, and it meant that you could just find that tiny bit of pace. Okay, so there's a safety car out on track. I've told Virginia to come into the pits. Elena would have done, but she had gone past the pits already, so she's going to lose bags of time, which is a shame considering her position out on track. So who actually retired then? Oh, it was Van Ale! And another guy in one of the red cars, whatever team that is. Actually, what team is that? No idea what team that is, actually. So, okay, so Elena's gone from first, well, she was second out on track, to 16th. I mean, they've both got, both of our drivers have got fresh tyres on. As you can see, Kellogg up into second. Elena's moved up to 12th because some people pitted behind the safety car. Okay, well, things are looking okay, but unfortunately the leader's got hard tyres, which means he'll probably hold up Kellogg, and will mean being on the soft tyres is kind of pointless. But the soft tyres can do 6 laps, so with 12 laps left to go this race, we will only need to go on the soft tyres for the entire race, which is good, because otherwise it was looking like we were going to need to go on the hard tyres, which I don't really tend to want to do. But Virginia's moved up into first. That's, oh, well, that lasted long, I was about to say, because that's what we need her to do, because then she can get ahead, so you won't be held up by the guy in the hard tyres, although she can't stay ahead to save her life. Elena's up into 11th, but no, as I was saying earlier on, Saxon Ring MotoGP, quite an interesting one. As I say, I'm not a MotoGP expert. MotoGP is a sport I keep up with, but I don't particularly watch all that often. But I'll tell you what, this race at Saxon Ring, because I had nothing else to do all weekend, and there wasn't any Formula E or Formula 1 on, it was the first time ever I watched a live Moto 3 and Moto 2 race, actually. And, you know, quite interesting Moto 2. Well, I never doubted Moto 2 and Moto 3 would be interesting, but they were actually quite good. And I've completely missed the lap we were meant to come into the pits, because I'm too busy talking about MotoGP. It started raining. We'll put into the wet tyres early, just because there's no point there. Well, if we put onto the dry tyres, we've got to come in again. If we put in the wets, it's way too early. We'll put in the wets, do something different. Why not? It's only going to get wetter. And there's 6 laps left to go, so we pit on the wets early. So actually, talking about MotoGP might actually have saved me. Is anyone else on the wets? The 2 people ahead of us aren't on the wets. Okay, hopefully they'll come into the pit soon, or they're going to lose bags of time and then we'll pass them anyway. Do you know what? This race has really gone in my favour. Completely accidentally, and by sheer luck, it's gone in my favour. But no, actually, no, Moto 2 and Moto 3 was really interesting, probably helped by the wet weather. But no, I never doubted Moto 2 and Moto 3 were interesting. We're in first and second. But yeah, no, actually, really interesting overall. Really interesting for all the motorbike classes, or moto classes, whatever you call it. I still haven't watched a GP3 race live yet. So I find it weird that MotoGP, a sport I don't often watch, I've watched the support classes live, but yet I still haven't watched a GP3 race live yet, which is quite weird, but I do intend to watch GP3 live at some point, just when I can, really. And when I remember, actually, because quite often I forget GP2 and GP3 are even on. But anyway, we're coming round the last corner, and Virginia and Elena, they're going to take a 1-2 for the team. Virginia is going to win, Elena's second, and a fantastic result for the team once again. Complete fluke of a result, but nevertheless a decent result, and all you got to do is make best use of the conditions at the time, and boy, that's what we did. So as you can see there, the sponsor objective, finish 7th or above, well, we did that. We got a 1-2, our first 1-2 in Tier 2, which is fantastic. As you can see, catching up to Sato Engineering, I don't think we're overtaken with a race to go, but it is certainly possible, but unlikely. So on to our headquarters, and as you can see, my aerodynamics and design facility are level 6. It cost 23 million to upgrade them. Yeah, we won't be doing that anytime soon, but I have upgraded, or I've started the upgrade process of our manufacturing facility, because it takes 5 races to do. Now obviously we need the manufacturing, well, the sooner we can get that facility upgraded, the better use we can make of it next season, and hopefully it will guarantee that we'll win the championship next season, hence why I want to get it started as quickly as possible so it finishes as quickly as possible. And I know that means that added 8 million to our debt, and I know I said I want to keep my management of finances realistic, but we're coming up to the last race in the season, so I don't know how much money we'll get for finishing the season, but hopefully it will certainly help clear our debt. And hopefully, along with a good race, assuming we have a good race and meet some sponsor objectives, hopefully we'll be back in the black quite soon. Oh, it's just started raining at the end of qualifying. Well, good thing my good laps have already been set. As you can see, 6th and 4th. Virginia once again out qualifying Elena. That's happened multiple times actually, which is quite weird considering the difference in driving stats. But fundamentally, all that matters is we've met a sponsor objective. I mean, next season we'll want to be qualifying high up, but this season all we want is to be making money, so then we can afford upgrades to be competing next season. So that's 1.5 million of debt recouped, and yeah, both Penasco's ahead of us, one Sato Engineering ahead of us of Remyard. So it's looking even less likely that we'll outscore or overtake Sato Engineering this race, but who knows? I mean, Sal Back is quite a way behind, but I mean, yeah, Remyard, he's a good way ahead of us, so yeah, I don't see us beating them. Okay, so a sit rep for the race at Aberdeen, and typical Scottish weather is coming. Look at that rain, we have got a storm coming in, a typical Scottish storm. So we're 1st and 3rd, where we're battling with Sparrow, so 2nd and 3rd at worst, but our tyres are shot. Luckily Sparrows aren't much better. The rain's coming in soon, so we're going to have to try and stretch. Nope, the rain's here now. Come in to the pits right now. The good thing about the wet tyres is they do last quite a long time, so if the soft tyres can last 6 laps, the wet tyres should easily be able to last 7. Okay, we come out in, well, technically in 1st and 2nd, because there's one guy, Van Ale, the other Penasco, who's still out on the hard tyres. In the middle of a Scottish storm. No, I wouldn't fancy that. So where's Sparrow actually? Right, okay, splitting our two drivers now. Okay, so we're looking good for a double podium, but where on that podium we'll finish is unknown. Currently 1st and 3rd. I mean, I'll tell you what, we came into this championship as, I'd say, the 6th quickest team. We're going to end it as the 2nd quickest team. Penasco have beaten us, but hopefully, with a few upgrades from our engineers and then later our manufacturing facility, hopefully we can be the quickest team and we can win the Constructors' Championship. But I'll tell you what, we have made massive gains this episode in the Constructors' Championship. Probably in this episode, we've probably outscored every team in this episode. So as you can see, 2nd and 3rd at Aberdeen. And yeah, it's all good. All good. Just need to wait for everyone else to finish. And we're taking another podium. And that'll be another sponsor objective met as well. Yes, we've made 3 million this race. That's fantastic. 3 million. That is good financially. So that means we're only in 5.5 million worth of debt. Actually, no, maybe more because we lose money a month, don't we? Anyway, yeah, Drivers' Championship. Elena finished in 4th and Kellogg 8th. And bearing in mind, Kellogg only did half the season. Now, I know someone said in the previous episode that the points transfer between drivers. Well, if you look back at the first couple of races in this episode, you could tell that Top Lady's points didn't carry on to Kellogg. So, for Kellogg to finish that close to Noiret in points, or Noiret, and 8th in the Drivers' Championship, having only done half the season, less than half the season, that's fantastic. And we beat Sato Engineering in the Constructors' Championship. How did we do that? Well, now that is the luckiest thing I've ever seen, but we finished in 3rd in the Constructors' Championship. I don't think it makes a difference, but wow. That's astonishing. What a fantastic end to the season. Sounds we should have 5.5, maybe 6.5 minus million. Yeah, 6.5 because we lose a million a month. Yes, that's that. So, sponsors, we need a new secondary sponsor. Joyful Casinos. And then, yeah, end the season. 7.75 million. I didn't actually think we'd get that much. I thought we'd get maybe 5 million. So that's good. That's cleared our debt and then some. Yeah, we'll go back to the International Racing Championship. We're going to win it this time around. 50 million if we win. So basically, if we win this season, we're set for life, pretty much. Yeah, that's that basically. So yeah, we'll be back doing the International Racing Championship once again, hopefully beating everyone else. Still the same teams, isn't it? I don't know why I'm doubting that. Of course it's going to be the same teams. Yeah, it is the same teams. I don't know why I thought they got the same drivers though. No, Sato Engineering have changed theirs. There's no Remiard. What about Pinasco? Fortier and Schaffer. So it's an all changed lineup. All the drivers, they've changed their drive. All the teams have changed their drivers. Well, that is going to throw a new element into the mix. And obviously 4 races till 1 race. 1 race. But either the game's glitched out or it counted the post-season as races for some reason. I mean, either way, that's a good thing, I guess. It's only 1 race till our manufacturing facility comes in. It should be 4 more, but yeah, well, there you go. I mean, that is a strange glitch. We'll get some new engineers, and then I'll end off the episode. We're going to have to spend basically all of our remaining money getting some new engineers. Oh, look at that. You see, again, the engineer market's improved. Now we can get engineers in the 80s rated. So, you know, again, the engineer market's improved. It improves all the time. That's why I like to wait till the end of a season. Because now our head of design, yeah, head of design, who was our best engineer for a few months, is now our worst. Look at this. Look at Elena Van Garden. 86. We need you. Well, 81 and 86 rated stats. Yeah, and our manufacturing bar is actually not too bad. It's a respectable length now. Anyway, well, that's good. Our car development has gone up. So our car performance has gone up from 73 to 75. So our car performance has improved, both in manufacturing and in aerodynamics. So actually, next year things are looking really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next couple of episodes where hopefully we'll win the International Racing Championship, and then we can move on to the Daddy Leagues Tier 1. Of course, once we've done this championship and the other Tier 2 championship, but then we're on to the final 2 leagues in Tier 1, and that is going to be properly interesting. So I'll see you then.